Hi there, this is Janet Gourand. I'm the founder of Tribe Sober, and I've got a very short video for you, giving you an idea of what to expect if you decide to sign up for Tribe Sober. A couple of years ago, there was a survey carried out by an organization called The Tempest, and they asked people in recovery, hundreds of people in recovery, they said to them, how long was it between that moment when you started to realize that you might have a problem with alcohol and the day that you actually reached out, got some help, started doing something about it? And then they took an average from all of the answers they got, and the average time was an incredible 11 years. When I first heard that, I thought, but that's crazy. And then I thought of my own experience and remembered how I'd spent at least a decade trying and failing to moderate. And the only reason why I kept trying and failing to moderate was because I couldn't imagine my life without alcohol. And now that I've been alcohol free for years, I realized looking back that in fact it was so much easier just to ditch the stuff altogether than it ever was to try and control what is an addictive substance after all. I guess I want to ask you, are you in that place? Are you in the 11-year contemplation place? That place of hopping on and off the wagon, feeling like a failure every time you fail. It's quite a dark and lonely place, and I remember it well. And I guess one of the reasons why I started Tribe Sober in 2015 was because I want to reach people in that place, in that 11-year place, and show them that there is an alternative. They don't have to stay there for the rest of their lives. They don't have to stay there for another 11 years. Even if they're just moving into that 11-year period, then that's awesome. Let's get them out of there quickly. That's why many of us get stuck in our drinking, isn't it? Because we know in our hearts that we're drinking far too much. I knew for years, but we actually have no idea how to make the change. We try to use willpower and we try to quit, and we might manage a dry January or even a little bit longer, but we always end up going back. And we often go back because we think, oh, I've had a nice break now, so I can moderate, I'll just have the odd glass. And then lo and behold, a couple of months later, we're back to our usual drinking patterns. That's because we still see alcohol as something desirable. And that's why we have to use willpower to resist it. But here at Tribe Sober, we have a completely different approach. We believe that we need to change our thinking about drinking. We have to start seeing it for the poison that it is. We have to start seeing through all the marketing bullshit that we're surrounded by. Let me go back to Tribe Sober membership. What we offer you as a member can be divided into three pillars: community, accountability, and knowledge. So let's start with community, because for me, that's the heart of Tribe Sober. That's what it is all about. We have this beautiful international community, and we'd love you to come and be part of that, because it's very hard to do this thing alone. Alcohol's become so normalized in the world that if you quit or try to quit, then you're seen as a bit of a weird person. You're boring. What's wrong with you? Which is absolutely crazy. When we quit drinking, we need to connect with people who are on the same path. Because if we talk to our friends about the fact that we're worried about our drinking buddies will say, don't be ridiculous, don't be boring, you don't drink too much, you drink just like me. Everybody drinks a bottle of wine an evening. And our more sensible friends will say to us, oh, well, don't worry, you just cut down a little bit, just drink a little bit less. But for those of us that have crossed the line into dependence, that's not possible. That's not going to happen. And that's why we end up in this 11-year cycle of trying and failing to moderate. We need a new tribe when we do this. We need a community that understands us, and that's the community that we provide you with here at Tribe Sober. And we understand that many people that join us are feeling fragile, if not downright depressed, because maybe they've just hit a rock bottom or they've been worried about this for years. So we're very gentle with our newcomers, and we do everything we can to make them feel welcome and not to overwhelm them, because we are so passionate here at Tribe Sober about sobriety and not wanting to show off, but we know so much about this topic. But we're determined not to overwhelm people, and we work very hard on that. So we say to our newcomers, this journey is about progress, not perfection. Don't imagine you're going to be sober from the day that you sign up to be a Tribe Sober member, because we don't have a magic wand. That's not going to happen. But if you do the work, if you let us guide you, then that will happen eventually, but not at the very beginning. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Listen and learn. You don't even have to stop drinking the day that you sign up for Tribe Sober. As a new member, we just ask you to listen and learn. Take a look at the chat room every day, read the dialogue. You don't have to dive in there and start talking about yourself, but just follow what's going on. And we guarantee you will get inspired, because we have people at all stages of the journey. We'll have new people like you, and then we'll have people 3-4 months down the line who will be talking to the newbies and saying, oh yeah, it's really tough those first few weeks, but keep at it because it will get better. Then we'll have people that have been sober for a year and they're telling you about their fantastic new hobby and how amazing they feel. So you will get inspired, and all you have to do at the beginning is listen and learn. So that's the community piece. The next of our 3 pillars is accountability. And that obviously is really important, because when we try to do this alone, we have no accountability. We might grit our teeth for a week and not have a drink. And then we think, oh, to hell with it, I'm having a drink tonight. Nobody knows or cares that I'm trying to do this. So what difference does it make? Here at the Tribe, you've got accountability. And how we provide a structure for that accountability is by putting you on challenges. When you join up, you'll be on a 30-day starter challenge. So you'll be given a tracker, a 30-day tracker, so you can mark off your alcohol-free days. And you'll also be given online and community support for each one of those 30 days. And we do stress to newcomers that this journey is about progress, not perfection. We don't expect you to get it perfect from day one, and very few people do. So with that starter challenge, we say to you, how many alcohol-free days can you manage out of 30? Maybe it's only 3 at this point, but do your best, mark up every alcohol-free day. Once you've got through your starter challenge, we'll give you an annual tracker. So on that annual tracker, you'll be able to mark up your sober stretches. And when you look back at that at the end of the year, you'll go, wow, look at that starter challenge. I managed 3 days, and look at what I did last month, almost the whole month, because it will build up if you do the work. I always, at this stage, give the example of Monica, who's now on our Tribe Sober team. And when Monica joined up, she struggled a lot, but she never gave up. She kept trying and she kept trying. And she had 84 day ones in her first year. And now she's nearly 3 years sober, and she's completely changed her life. She's living in a different country. She's happy, she's healthy. And she is a fantastic example of this life and how it will change. The third pillar of our membership is really knowledge, because there is so much to learn about this field. I've been doing this full-time since 2015, and you may have heard our podcast. I've interviewed hundreds of experts and people in recovery over that period. I've read every book you can imagine. And I'm still learning every day. I still learn something, either from one of our members or from some doctor that I've interviewed for the podcast. So there is a lot that one can learn, and some of our members get very passionate about learning and they treat it as a research project. Remember, the average person in the street, for example, doesn't know that alcohol is related to more than 60 diseases, to 7 types of cancer. We have created a course for you to give you the knowledge you need. We've divided it into digestible chunks and we've curated it to each stage of your sobriety. That course is called the Member Journey, and we ask you to at least dive in there once a day and do some reading, listen to a podcast, just do something every day. If you'd like a sample of our member journey so you can get a feel for the content and how it's structured, then just drop a line to my colleague Sue, because she actually designed this, and she will send you a sample of the journey. And her email is membership@tribesober.com. So that's what we will offer you as a Tribe Sober member. We offer you community, a warm and welcoming international community. We've got people from all over the world. It's amazing. We offer you accountability and, of course, knowledge. And just to finish on one of my favorite quotes, which is by Martin Luther King. And he said, "Take the first step on the staircase, even if you don't know where the staircase is leading." And I know when you're starting this journey, it's hard. It's hard to imagine that it's not always going to be as difficult as it seems in early sobriety. It's hard to realize that your life can change beyond recognition. You can start living the life of your dreams, but it takes faith. And we're asking you to have faith in us, to trust us, because we can lead you up that staircase. And it's a life-changing journey. So please get excited and take that first step today.